Shalom Lakem, Kal Yashara'al. How's your peace, Israel? Welcome back to another video. And we're dealing with the topic at hand, which is visions and dreams. Okay? And we're going to pick up in the book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 5 to 9. And it reads on this wise. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field, when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brothers said to him, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream, and he told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." Okay, that was Joseph's dream of his future. Okay, we're going to go into the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verses 31 to 45. And it reads on this wise. "Your Majesty looked, and there before you stood a large statue, an enormous, dazzling statue, awesome in appearance. The head of the statue was made of pure gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay. While you were watching, a rock was cut out, but not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and smashed them. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were all broken to pieces and became like chaff on a threshing floor in the summer. The wind swept them away without leaving a trace. But the rock that struck the statue became a huge mountain and filled the whole earth. This was the dream, and how we interpret it to the king. Your Majesty, you are the King of Kings. The God of heaven has given you dominion and power and might and glory. In your hands he has placed all mankind, and the beasts of the field, and the birds in the sky. Wherever they live, he has made you ruler over them all. You are that head of gold. After you, another kingdom will arise, inferior to yours. Next, a third kingdom, one of bronze, will rule over the whole earth. Finally, there will be a fourth kingdom, strong as iron, for iron breaks and smashes everything. And as iron breaks things to pieces, so it will crush and break all the others. Just as you saw that the feet and the toes were partly of baked clay and partly of iron, so this will be a divided kingdom, yet it will have some strength of iron in it, even as you saw iron mixed with clay. As the toes were partly iron and partly clay, so this kingdom will be partly strong and partly brittle. And just as you saw the iron mixed with baked clay, so the people will be a mixture and will not remain united, and any will not remain united any more than iron mixes with clay. In the time of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, and it will be left to another people. It will crush all those kingdoms and bring them to an end, but it will itself endure forever. This is the meaning of the vision of the rock cut out of a mountain, but not by human hands, a rock that broke the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold pieces. The great God has shown the king what will take place in the future. The dream is true, and its interpretation is trustworthy. Hallelujah. That was Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a statue and its interpretations. We're going to go into the book of Joel, chapter 2, verses 28. And it reads on this wise. "And afterwards I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions." That was, your old men shall dream dreams and your young men shall see visions. And we're dealing with the topic visions and dreams, right? We're going to go into 1 Enoch chapter 83 verses 2 to 10. Okay, and it reads on this wise. Two visions I saw before I took a wife, and the one was quite unlike the other. The first when I was learning to write, the second before I took thy mother when I saw a terrible vision. And regarding them I prayed to the Lord. I had I had laid I had laid me down in the house of my grandfather Mahalalel. Excuse me. And I saw in a vision how the heaven collapsed and was borne off and fell to the earth. And when it fell to the earth, I saw how the earth was swallowed up in a great abyss, and mountains were suspended on mountains, and hills sank down on hills, and the high trees were rent from their stems, and held down and sunk in the abyss. And thereupon a word fell into my mouth, and I lifted up my voice to cry aloud, and said, The earth is destroyed. And my grandfather Mahalalel waked me as I laid near him. And he said unto me, Why dost thou cry, so my son? And why dost thou make such a lamentation? I recounted to him the whole vision which I had seen. And he said unto me, A terrible thing hast thou seen, my son, and of grave moment is thy dream vision as to the secrets of all the sin of the earth. It must sink into the abyss and be destroyed with a great destruction. And now, my son, arise, make petition to the Lord of glory, since thou art a believer, that a remnant may remain on the earth, and that he may not destroy the whole earth. My son, my son from heaven, sorry, my son from heaven, all this will come upon the earth, and upon the earth there will be great destruction. And after that I arose and prayed and implored and besought and wrote down my prayer for the generations of the world. And I will show everything to thee, my son Methuselah. And when I had gone forth before and seen the heaven, and the sun rising in the east, and the moon setting in the west, and a few stars, and the whole earth, and everything as he had known it in the beginning, then I blessed the Lord of judgment and extolled him, because he had made the sun to go forth from the windows of the east, and he ascended and arose on the face of the heaven, and set out and kept traversing the path shown unto him. That was Enoch's vision of the destruction of the earth by flood. Okay? By Noah's flood. Now got a couple more scriptures. We're gonna go to 4th Ezra chapter 9, verses 26 to 27. And it reads on this wise. So I went my way into the field, which is called Ardath, like as he commanded me. And there I sat among the flowers, and I did eat of the herbs of the field, and the flood of the same satisfied me. And after 7 days, as I sat upon the grass, my heart was troubled with me, like as before. Okay, that was Ezra's visions of the end times. Last scripture. We're going into the Testament of Levi, chapter 2, verses 1 to 10. Okay, and it reads on this wise. I, Levi, was born in Haran, and I came with my father to Shechem. And I was young, about 20 years of age, when with Simon I wrought vengeance on Hamor for our sister Dinah. And when I was feeding the flocks in Abel Mahuel, the spirit of understanding of the Lord came upon me, and I saw all men corrupt in their ways, and that righteousness had built for itself walls, and lawlessness sat upon. And sorry, let me see where we got up to. I'll read. And it says, "And I saw all men corrupt in their way, and the unrighteousness had built for itself walls, and lawlessness sat upon towers. And I was grieving for the face of the sons of men, and I prayed to the Lord that I might be saved. Then there fell upon me a sleep, and I beheld a high mountain, and I was upon it, and behold, the heavens were open, and an angel of God said to me, Levi, enter. And I entered from the first heaven, and I saw there a great sea hanging, And further I saw a second heaven. And further I saw a second heaven, far brighter and more brilliant, for there was a boundless light also therein. And I said to the angel, Why is this so? And the angel said to me, Marvel not at this, for thou shalt see another heaven more brilliant and incomparable. And when thou hast ascended thither, thou shalt stand near the Lord, and shalt be his minister, and shall declare his mysteries to men, and shall proclaim shall be proclaimed concerning him that that shall redeem Israel. Right, and that was Levi's prophetic dreams concerning his descendants, and we were dealing with visions and dreams. So I only hope the reader and listen to this word will be blessed by this. So may Yahweh bless you, may Yahweh keep you, may Yahweh cause his face to shine upon you, may Yahweh be gracious to you, may Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you, and may Yahweh grant you everlasting peace in Yeshua. In Mashiach's name I pray. Selah.